On this episode of By the Wayside, we take a look back at 2025. We get some amazing recommendations from all sorts of people. Of course, there's like the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, the laundry room sink. What else did I say? Stick around. Let's find out what's happening on this episode. 2025 of By the Wayside is the second year that the show has been in production, been around, been live. I just banged my knee on that chair. That really hurt. 2025 was filled with all sorts of amazing moments. And I wrote here, let's take a look back at some of those amazing moments from 2025, which also happens to be season 2. So let's do that. Take a look back. Where can you catch me?
At By the Wayside Show on YouTube.
Where can you catch everyone else?
On the planet Earth, potentially around Newmarket area.
What's the thing you say at the end of every segment?
We'll catch you by the wayside.
I'm moving to a new shop. This is ridiculous.
This is By the Wayside, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to this episode of By the Wayside. This is the final episode of 2025, which also happens to be season 2. So if you haven't had an opportunity to see season 1, I would go to the website. It should pop up somewhere. I do the editing. It should pop up somewhere. Go to the website, watch all of season 1. Then I want you to start at the beginning of season 2, which is 2025, and start watching. 2025 was an amazing year for the show. I was able to go out into the public and see all sorts of different events, meet all sorts of different people. And I also got the opportunity to interview just a plethora of creative people. You know that the mission statement for the show is to introduce you, the audience, to creative people. And that's exactly what I did this year. That's exactly what we did this year, because we are a collective of amazing people. That's right. We are a collective of amazing people here on By the Wayside. So the show ramped up in 2025 with all sorts of interviews. So we talked to cosplayers.
So you don't scuff the floor.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
That was really smart.
Yeah, so you just kind of use everything. So there's my belt.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
And when you're building it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So when you're building it, how I built it.
I'm going to get you to stand
a little bit back.
Yeah, just cameras, you know.
A little bit. So there's the chest plate piece that I just have also industrial strength Velcroed on.
That's cool.
This I covered with like faux leather and then it started falling down. So I put more foam inside.
How often do you find that you have to fix? Like, is it after every event or whenever you pack it up, you're like, you open it and you're like, oh, I got to fix this again.
I bought like 3 of these, this bodice piece. The first time I wore it, it was just destroyed.
Fragile, handle with care.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And like, don't bend over while you're wearing it kind of thing. And then
everything tears, everything rips.
Yeah. And then these are the arm pieces that I like molded to my arms.
Very cool. Mhm.
then duct taped it, 'cause you want the duct tape to stick to you, but you want it to be rigid. Then I drew on it where I wanted this to go.
Okay,
Cut right down the middle, then cut out the pieces. Didn't quite work the first 2 times, so I just had to keep readjusting it a little bit and readjusting it.
Process of elimination.
Yeah, so
Every time you do it, everything gets a little bit better.
Welcome back to this episode of By the Wayside. I have with me Allison. Allison, thank you again for joining me. Cosplay is a huge community, as I've talked about on the show in the past, and I've talked about today specifically. Lots of cosplay here at the Toronto Comic Con. My favorite question of the day today is, we'll get to what you're dressed as and why you dressed as them, but what's your favorite IP? What's your favorite pop culture right now?
DC Comics in general, but I'm loving Zatanna, obviously. I feel like she doesn't get enough attention, and starting last year, she's had a new series, and now she's having another 5-issue series going on right now, so I'm really enjoying that.
There's a huge resurgence of Zatanna, because I've also heard that there's a possibility of her being cast in the new
Yes.
new DCEU. Is that what that? It's not.
I've heard DCEU. I'm not.
The James Gunn movies.
Yes.
it's the best way. Okay, well then that answers my next question.
Yes.
My next question is who are you dressed as?
Yes. Zatanna Zatara. She is a sorceress from DC Comics,
Okay.
but she started out in stage magic. So that's
interesting.
why I go for the very classic stage magic feel. So this cane actually floats and appears to dance through the air. So I like to incorporate as many magic tricks
That's cool.
as I can with the character to make her stand out and be different from other cosplayers.
The one question that I know that everyone's asked you, I'm going to ask you anyway because I'm really curious, is how long did it take you to put this together?
The costume itself, I've kind of started out, I actually did it really quickly. I think within 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh.
And then over the years, I've kind of incorporated more tricks, a better top hat. So I've kind of improved pieces here and there. And I'm always looking to improve it in any way possible because this is kind of my one cosplay that I always do, and then I change up the other ones.
Well, thanks again, Allison. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you
look
so much.
amazing, and I hope you have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much. So much cosplay that's happening here at the Toronto Comic Con in Toronto. Of course, it's called the Toronto Comic Con. I have 2 amazing gentlemen here dressed up in one of my favorite IPs. I don't know if you've heard of it, Star Trek. I'm going to ask you 2 gentlemen. We're going to start with Greg, of course. Your favorite IP. Now, some people's IP that changes over time. You've come as a Star Trek character.
I have.
But what's your favorite IP right now?
Right now, growing up, Star Wars, Marvel, but soft spot for Stargate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Aldous, that was your name. I didn't even double check. I didn't even double check the pronunciation of your name. I'm so sorry. That's the running joke on my show, is I pronounce names wrong. So I'm glad that I got your name right on the first try, Aldous. I really appreciate it. Your favorite IP, my friend?
I'm more into anime right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite anime?
Well, Freeman, Beyond Journey's End, Apothecary Diaries.
Oh, awesome. Just a fan all around.
It's fairly diverse.
Yes.
And so it's just it's a different perspective.
Yeah.
From the standard North American.
So then we'll get right into the cosplay questions because that's what we're here for, the cosplay questions. Greg.
Yes.
Who are you wearing?
Commander Riker.
All right, okay.
The version from the later movies.
Yes, of course. Do you have a favorite Riker moment? Oh, I should be doing this. I keep forgetting about the microphone. Do you have a favorite Riker moment?
Pretty much any time he has to sit in a chair, you know.
Yes. Yeah, the real Riker
Exactly,
maneuver.
exactly,
Yes,
yes.
100%. Who are you wearing?
I'm the EMH from Star Trek Voyager.
One of my favorite actors, Robert Picardo. So I'm on board with this 1,000%. My favorite Star Trek character is Riker. One of my favorite actors is Robert Picardo.
Oh, excellent.
So this really worked out really well. I couldn't have asked for a better Saturday, gentlemen. Thank you very much for taking the time and speaking with me. I really appreciate it, guys. We got lots of cosplayers to talk about, so don't go anywhere.
Of course, we talked to some playwrights.
Like your Come From Away. When you're putting together a story like that, how much of your heart and your experiences do you put into it?
Oh my gosh.
I did not prepare you for that question.
No, that's fine. I would say it's all there. It's like the blood, sweat, tears, other gross things, heart. juice. I don't know.
Tart juice. That's blood.
That's blood. Yeah, I tried, but yeah, no, it's all there. Like especially like when you don't know where it's going. Like when we started writing it, we had no idea. I mean, I thought no one in America would ever watch it, honestly, because we had been in Manhattan on 9/11 and we saw what happened and we saw the way people reacted. And I was like, well, this is clearly just a Canadian story, and we can all be proud of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the one that needed to be told. So like, it's all in there. There's a scene in a bar that actually like happened to us. Well, this is a thing. Everything that's happened in the musical actually happened.
Yes.
Whether it was to the people that we assigned it to, or whether it's amalgamations. That's the right word.
When you combine two people into one character.
It just sounded really weird for a second. Amalgamation. Okay, that's fine. Amalgamations. Amalgams.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So that you essentially, you take these real life people and you become them so that you can project their story, project their words. So essentially the play is you.
That's getting real deep.
I know it is. We don't typically get deep here.
Okay.
You're also the first playwright to be on the show. So I think it's important that when a first timer is on the show, we really pick their brain.
Okay.
I think it's really important. I'm not going to do that. That's just too deep. We like to have lots of fun.
We talked to some actors. Dwayne Murray. We talked to actors.
I was on a kids show called What's Up Warthogs, R.I.P. What's Up Warthogs. Went a couple seasons, and that was a show that I was in where I was very silly and did it, and it paid me well. But when they were talking about a third season, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Even I was getting notoriety. Kids were noticing me on the street. Like, it was a weird thing, but it's like, I don't want to be known for that. I would have done it because I needed the money, but it got canceled anyway. Yeah. So the part of me that's in there is that sort of, I do want to be known, but I don't want to be known that way. I am a struggling actor. And the friendship is Shane and I, who used to write together. We still do, but not the way we used to make sure we did everything together. That was a relationship that through certain projects would become fractured. Yeah. And so that friendship is very much in Power Pals. So though it's a very silly story, there is a lot of me in it in terms of quest for fame, failure, friendship, all that stuff. The F's.
It's almost lots of F's.
Lots of F's.
Especially when it comes to friends.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that no matter what you do in all of your walks of life and creativity, there's always a piece of you in what you are doing. It's interesting. Yeah. This is a whole stack of comic books. And of course, over 2025, what did we do? I had the opportunity to talk to so many different amazing comic creators. Let's find out what they're doing or saying. Let's go.
When someone mentions the nicest person in comic books, your name comes up. Is there a deeper meaning as to why that is?
I think, in terms of dealing with fans and readers, like I remember being a young fan and reader going to comic conventions, and I'd have good experiences and I'd have bad experiences with creators. And those bad experiences really stick with you. And, now that I've been doing it for a long time, you recognize that maybe that creator was having a bad moment. Mm-hmm. Maybe they were socially awkward, but that 1 minute interaction stays with you. It doesn't stay with the creator because they're doing that 100, 200 times a day. So I always keep that in mind when I'm dealing with somebody who's been waiting in line to see me. It's important to them, and because it's important to them, it's important to me that they have a good experience. And I think amongst creatives, I think the fact that I'm a writer and an artist has helped a lot. I kind of understand where everyone's coming from. I don't deliver scripts late, so I make sure the artist is taken care of. I'm cordial and collaborative with other writers. Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm nice, but there's at least the illusion of nice because of the professionalism.
Fair enough. Okay.
And it's weird to use professionalism with someone like me, but there you have it.
I wanted to tell the story, and I remember when I started it, I didn't know if I should make it a fictionate story, a different story that I'm writing that's a fantasy. I wanted to make that character more coded as autistic to sort of put moments in it and have some relatable things, but then at the same time I was thinking that I would want it to be more autobiographical. The moment that you say it's autobiographical, also people perceive it differently.
Yeah,
they take it more seriously, I think, and I wanted it to be taken more seriously, even though it has bits of humor in it. And the book is almost like a letter to my younger self, and it's almost like a diary. Even the
Yeah.
art style is a little more like rough than what I normally do, because I wanted it to be more raw. So it's not a character, it's just me. I am a character.
Massimo,
Yes.
when creating your artwork, do you prefer more digital or analog?
I think it depends. It depends on what I'm doing. Like if it's just the random drawing, I do tend to go more traditional. For working on stories and whatnot, I do work more digital nowadays, just because of the speed. You know, back in the day when it was working on art boards and inking and scanning and lettering, it was quite the process. But now with digital, it's all self-contained, and I just find it much faster.
Technology definitely has caught up with the creative. Tell me about it.
So Quiet Crossings is aimed at YA. The main character is 17 years old, but there's also a 14-year-old character. So that's kind of like the age range. It explores kind of grief and mental health issues, but in like a way that's kind of cozy and like wrapped up in a nice little like magic realism bundle. We've got the little inn sprites that are all mushrooms, which I designed because mushrooms are living things that come out of dead things.
Oh, interesting.
17-year-old Selena crashes her truck in the countryside and starts working at an inn until she can kind of get the truck fixed up and get back on her way. Inn is placed at the edge of the world, and they run a ferry service that can take you past the edge, but no one ever comes back. And so
that's grief coded.
Yeah, very grief coded.
No, you don't worry about it. You just do what you're doing. Did you guys know that no episode of By the Wayside is truly complete unless there is an Omar Recommends? And on this episode, shop owner of Wayside Comics and Cocktails, right there, Omar Sayer, has some requests just for you. What did I say? Requests. Well, why did I write requests then?
Why am I requesting things?
Requests.
This is the Omar Recommends segment. Hey, Omar, I'm wearing a mic, so I don't need to be on camera, but I said requests, but do you have your top 3 2025 Omar Recommends?
I certainly do. My top 3 books for 2025 have to be Calavera P.I. by Marco Finnegan. I absolutely adore that book. A little Chicano noir there.
What do you like about it?
What do I like about Calavera?
I don't know why I
P.I.?
yelled that at you.
I don't know why Jordan just yelled at me, but I love lots of things about it. I love the mishmash of the Chicano culture. I love film noir. Like I said, I am Latin American, so it really feels like home when I read a story like that a little bit, just to see those different concepts and characters represented in a story. But it hit me on a different level, and it was one of the nicest surprises I had this year. I wasn't expecting it at all, and yeah, I just fell in love with Marco's work, and I think the writing is very, very good, and the art is fantastic, and it's one of those books that just had everything that I wanted.
So that's the first one. What would be your second one?
Falling in Love on the Path to Hell.
What?
From Gary Dugan. That's a fantastic book. We're on volume 2 trade paperback buys right now, but that was also a lovely surprise for me. The first issue has this awesome Star Wars inspired cover, but it's about a bunch of assassins who die and go to this purgatory. They are from all different walks of life, and 2 of them, this samurai woman and this cowboy, end up falling in love in hell.
That sounds cute.
And
that's kind of like our relationship, Omar. It's like a cowboy and a samurai falling in love at a comic shop.
Which one's which?
Everybody gets
if you
to
have
choose.
to ask, you don't know. You're not in the know.
That's your second recommend of
Yes, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell is fantastic. Read it. It's an amazing book. I can't recommend it enough.
You know, it's funny, you say read it, but it's almost like experience it as well.
Yes.
Look at that, I'm a wordsmith. Hey, Omar, you got a third one for me?
Evil Comics from James Edward Clark. That one, nobody really draws like James, and that book was just so much fun to read. There's just energy on every page. Story's a lot of fun. It's great. Really plays like those old Mexican luchador films, and I grew up on that stuff with like El Santo and Blue Demon, so it was really cool to have a comic that works in that world, But yeah, just James just had a lot of fun making that book, and it really comes through. And the art, like I said, is amazing. There's nobody who draws like James out there. It's his own. He lives in his own microcosm, I think, of the way his stuff looks. And yeah, Evil Comics was a hell of a good time, and I cannot recommend it enough.
James has done some other work. What's the name of that other
He's
book?
also done Pissant Apocalypse, and
That's
he did
what it
the art
was.
for Tales to Enlighten. He's also done with Fearless Fred, one of my most anticipated books of 2026, the Florida Hippo Cocaine Massacre.
I don't know. I got nothing. I'm a wordsmith, not a talksmith. Hey, Omar, you know what's really cool about recording the show here at Wayside Comics and Cocktails in Newmarket, Ontario?
The fact that you catch me off guard with all of these segments.
Yep. And sometimes that when we do Omar Recommends segments here, there is usually someone in the shop, and today's no exception. Allison Danger's in the shop. And while you are doing the Omar Recommends, and I'm kind of doing like the hosting thing behind the camera, she's sitting over here to the side, playing games on her phone, you know, letting hearing like plinky plunky things happen, and just completely ignoring the fact that we're trying to do something completely serious here.
You also don't know what Jordan's other hand's doing right now. Neither do I, which is terrifying.
Happy New Year, Omar.
That's love, guys. That's love. We'll catch you guys by the wayside.
This has been a big year for video games for me. So I guess for video games at least, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was a masterpiece of storytelling, visuals, and soundtrack as well. You know, and the gameplay was also pretty good. I think it hit all the check marks for a masterpiece of video gaming. For comic books, though, Sean Daly's Terra Quill actually took it from me because it expanded his his Illumin world with like new monsters and like connections between humanity and like these Pokemon-esque monsters, and it just created a world that was much deeper and had much more feeling to it. And yeah, I think that one was a big read for me today for this year. So yeah.
Okay, my favorite creative find of 2025 was actually recommended to me here in Wayside by Omar. It is a TTRPG tarot-based game called Finding Calm, and it uses oracle cards and therapy principles and stuff. It can be played solo or as a group game, and it's such a great journey, and I really love it.
Most creative thing I encountered was a TV show called Free and Beyond the Journey. The perspectives on humanity and time and relationships and the interactions between the three were just some of the most original ideas I had come across. Regularly mind just blowing. And then by the end of it, you're just having so much fun with the characters, and the final arc is super fun, entertaining, great action. Highly recommend checking it out when you're by the wayside. And you know, I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Heather who recommended this show to me. Really great. Check it out.
My favorite creative find of 2025 was Mr. Andrew Wilson. He transitioned from doing tattoo work, which is awesome. And he's also like the artistic unicorn who can do any kind of art. But this year he got to do comic art for the first time, and it was published. And he's amazing, and it turned out better than I could have imagined. So as far as new things in 2025, Andrew Wilson was my favorite thing.
And I've read some really great comic books over 2025, but I do have a recommendation for you. I'm just going to put this card down. Matt Garvey is the UK. I believe he's based in the UK. I Took a Hammer to Hell I feel like this was that one comic book that was both written for me, and it feels like it was written by me. It's about a guy that literally, like the title literally says, I took a hammer to hell. This is just one of my favorite comics from the last couple of years, but this was just recently put into trade paperback. So all 4 issues, the first 4 issues of I Took a Hammer to Hell exist. And Matt Garvey wrote it, and Mulay Jarvis did the artwork. Did he do the cover? I can't remember if he did the cover, but he did the interiors, and we'll have some video show. But this was my favorite thing of 2025. Absolutely loved it. You didn't ask, but you got it anyway. Let's see what else is on this episode. The Christmas holidays and starting back to school. So there's like a week of, I don't know what to do, Mom. I don't know what to do, Dad. To keep the kiddies occupied, or to keep the adults occupied if you really need something to do, I am going to teach you how to draw a Ninja Turtle Let's do that. Before we get started, I want you to go and find a white piece of paper, any kind of paper will do, and a black marker. All right, I hope everyone has their piece of drawing paper, and I hope they have their marker or whatever they want to use for drawing our Ninja Turtle. So we're going to start with basic shapes. I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to do basic shapes. So we're going to draw one giant sort of oval on its side. Kind of looks like a rock. We're going to do it just like that, all right? My favorite Ninja Turtle, I don't know who yours is, but mine is Raphael. There's a lot of reasons why. You know, it's because he's cool. He's rude, but he's still cool. So we don't know what this is yet, but as we go through these little shapes, it's going to make sense. So we're going to take another line, and we're going to go straight up. I don't know, as far as you kind of want, but it has to go over this little ridge of your oval. We're going to go about a quarter, maybe an eighth of an inch from this side, and we're going to do the same thing over here. Watch. So we're going to go zoop, and we're going to line it up right with that. So when we line these up, which is what we're going to do, watch this. There we go. That's all lined up. Now it seems like it's starting to take shape. So over top of this, we're going to draw like a half moon, just like that. Now, come on, if this doesn't look like a Ninja Turtle or a hamburger, this is a hamburger. All right, we'll get to the eyes in a second. So let's start with the bandana because they always wear bandanas. So over here, we're going to do just a little circle like that, okay? And we're going to simplify the tie. So we're going to go a line like this and a line like this. Now, I don't know what you think this might be, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner and we're going to kind of do like a little leaf. It looks like a leaf. We're going to do the same thing over here. There, now it's a bandana. All right? So for the eyes, we're going to do circle into circle. Now it's starting to come together. So we need the mouth. Once we get the mouth, we know we're done. So what we're going to do is, I don't know how you like to draw your Ninja Turtles, mean, happy, sad. I'm not 100% sure, but I like mine happy with big, gigantic mouths. Look at this. So I've made almost like another half moon. So that looks like a happy, happy turtle. So your tongue, you can do them multiple ways, but I like to do mine like this. There. I feel like I've accomplished something today. And there is my Ninja Turtle. So I'm going to sign it. Make sure you sign it. There we go. JM. Me, Jordan Middlebrook. Man, what an awesome episode of By the Wayside. Again, if it didn't come up in conversation over the course of these last 29 minutes, I'm your host, Jordan Middlebrook, and I have been your host for the last 2 years, and I love doing By the Wayside. I love hosting By the Wayside. I love talking to new and creative people on By the Wayside. I love getting recommends from Omar. I love coming to Wayside Comics and Cocktails in Newmarket, Ontario. I have loved doing that for the last 2 years to bring you all of this amazing content and all of these amazing creative people. If you don't have, if you're not following the show in any way, shape, or form, here is all of the information you can use to follow By the Wayside. The Instagram account, the TikTok account, the Facebook account, the website should be there. What else is there that you might need? Just Google, search By the Wayside, search my name, and Joe's your uncle, and we're good to go. 2025 has been an amazing year, and I want to continue being that host for you. I want to be that comfort for you. Follow, like, subscribe, share, comment, do absolutely everything in your power to bring me into your homes, onto your mobile devices. I sound like this is just a stupid infomercial. This has been an amazing episode. This has been an amazing year. 2025 it's gone. 2026, look out. I'm Jordan Middlebrook. This is By the Wayside, and I will catch you by the wayside. I'll see you next year. See you next year. Next year.